Alright, that's the right thing. I'm gonna turn down the music for myself. It's literally turned down as much as I can really make it. I'll turn it down that way then. Alright. I'm just double checking to make sure. Because there's sounds that aren't really Sudoku-like. Or rather, that are. Like, just for actual sounds and not music. I don't even have my chat up. Do I? I guess I do. No. Oh fuck. All that I just did, gonna have to redo it. I hit the wrong button and it cleared everything. Hello. I'm setting up the music. That one, and this was, yeah. I'm making sure that I have actual music and not just, like, sound for, like, a television and stuff. Because the way I set up the music, it's not just music. This one, anything? If it is, it's too quiet. Oh my gosh, there's so many of these. Okay. Almost there. All of those can There we go. Now the music is properly set up. Alright, so I'll be honest, this Sudoku that I'll be playing technically doesn't, at least from what I could find, doesn't have a category. Which is like really fucking weird. Cause like there's tons of them. But the one that's available on Steam that's like really cool, from the looks of it, is Ultra Sudoku. But it also looks like I'm the 4th person to play it. But it looks sick. So. Alright, no, that's not the wrong thing. There we go, there we go. Great. Okay. So, do we want to learn how to do it first? I'll do a little demographic with a 9x9. Or do you want me to just get into the hard stuff? I know there's a delay, so I'll wait for the delay. Actually, I'm gonna be right back. I'll still see the chat message, though. I just need to mute for a moment. I'm back. I was wearing 2 pairs of pants because I went out earlier and it's like 45 degrees out Fahrenheit-wise. So I put on 2 pairs of pants to make sure my legs were warm. And I've been sitting here for the past, I don't know, 4 hours going, why the hell do I feel so uncomfortable? Of course I only fucking realized I have an extra pair of pants on when I start streaming. Yeah. Alright. That should have been time for people to respond with the delay. So I'm going to assume no one cares where I start. So, well, there are VOD viewers. Alright, we'll go with the normal 9x9. I'll do hard difficulty, but reality doesn't matter. So with a normal 9x9, you might go, this is a lot of information, and I don't know what to do with it. The answer is you select one of the boxes that are already selected. Now, the goal of the game is to fill out this entire grid without any repeating numbers. So, for example, per 3x3, you have 1 through 9. So, I should have this box filled up to... Why did it not save my... Hold on. Oh, I thought that said dark blue. Okay, we'll go dark green. So, in a 9x9 like this, now that my eyes aren't bleeding, you would have 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have it all fill up one spot. However, that also means in a line you have 1 through 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So you have no repeating numbers in the same direction, essentially. So like, if I select 1, that means in this box, I cannot put a 1. My 1, because this is here and this is here, has to be in this third row for this box. That also means in this box or this box, I cannot put another 1. Now when you're doing it on paper with pen and pencil, that does become a bit tricky because you have to erase things and go, ah, darn. When you're playing the mobile Sudoku, it's a lot easier because we have typically what's known as note mode, and typically note mode means if I turn on note mode, this game does not have it, and I try to put like a 1 in this box, sometimes they'll let you put the 1, but it's not going to be a mistake counted if it's wrong. I know the app I use on my phone, it does not mark it as wrong, it just doesn't put the 1 there. And I have to go looking, well, why can't I put the 1 there? Oh, there's a 1 up here. Okay. So, now we know the end goal of the game and what we can't do. How do we get to the end of the game? Well, that logic thinking of I can't put a 1 in this area, I can't put a 1 in this area, there's already a 1 here and here, means in this row, my 1 has to be one of these 3 boxes. Now, due to the lack of information, because I don't know if I can put the 1 here, here, or here, because they might be other numbers. Also, maybe my 1 for this row is down here, or for this row, right here. So, I find this means I have too little information for this number. Then I go up a number, so we have 2. So, we essentially do the same logic. I can't put a 2 in this row, I can't put a 2 up here. What this means is this actually tells us something, because unlike this 2 tells us nothing, because I already know I can't place a 2 here, there's other numbers in my way. I can't place a 2 here, but that does tell me something, but I have nothing else to work with that. There's no other 2s in this row. It tells me that the other 2 numbers of 2s have to be in this row, have to be down here, but again, not really useful to me. This 2, however, this 2 tells me 2 cannot go in this slot, because it is right next to it. Now, since I can't place a 2 in these 2 spots, or in the 9, or rather, in any of these already grayed out and numbered slots, then that means my 2, I'll just select up here, or actually I'll select the box, and I will select the 2. Huh? Do I have to use my keyboard? Yeah, okay. I have to use my keyboard. The instructions on how to use, not mobile Sudoku is a little unknown to me, and I'll be honest, I should be using my BlueStacks for this because I do not have, great number capability. I don't have a number pad, so this is gonna suck. But that's okay. So that now tells me, this way, in this way, I cannot place a 2. Wait, that works with this number. That means if I can't place a 2 in these boxes, and I can't place a 2 in these boxes, then here, I have to place the 2, because I have to have it somewhere in this little grid. We'll see another form of, I forget what it's called, but like, it's like you figure it out by, not execution, but like, what you know you can't do leaves you with only one option. That that's what happened here. And that's what happened down here as well. And that's kind of the entire game. Now, while both of these, we used the fact we could not place a 2 anywhere in this box, the same works for the other rule of in a line. So, sometimes, a box will be pretty... What would be a good example? Okay, this box. Say this box, except for this slot. Well, actually, no. This box is exactly good as it is. But say this entire row of 6 here, or column of 6, has numbers in it. Well, the number it doesn't have needs to go here, because it's the only empty slot. And each row has to be 1 through 9. So, now, essentially, I have a bunch of 2s, but I don't have much other information to continue this. So, I am going to move up a number and hit 3. This is confusing. Yeah, I'm horrible at explaining it. The best way to think about it is, you can't place the same number in the same column, so the same up and down, the same left to right, and in the same box. It looks a lot simpler when we get to the end. You just have to remember, do I have enough information to make a move? If I don't, well then I have to move on. Yeah. If I had an example of like an already finished Sudoku, that might help you a bit more. So, with the information we have here, so I know I can't go in these directions for having another 3. Can't have another 3 in these directions as well. What does that tell me? Tells me a lot, but is it useful to me right now? No. Because these 2 3s are telling me I can't have a 3 here, and I can't have 3 anywhere in these directions. So that means I must have a 3 in this box, or this box. Meaning, I have to figure out which box it goes in. If I select the wrong box, because I guessed, well then, that simply means I guessed wrong. So we have to narrow down we have to narrow it down to a point where we do not guess. We make a decision based on elimination. That's the word I was looking for earlier, elimination. Same with these 2 3s. This 3 tells me I can't place a 3 in this row. I can't place a 3 in this row, even though, like, there's a 3 here. I don't need this to tell me that I can't place a 3 in this row, or this column, because this column already has numbers in it. So, at this point, I know my 3s can go here, here, and here. Here, here, and here. Or no, not there. Nope. Here, here, and here. Because of the information I have. Does that help me any? No, I have too little information. So I move up a number. I go to 4. 4, I have even less information. But this does tell me something because of elimination. I can't make a 4 here. I can't make a 4 here. Nor can I make a 4 here, here, and here because of this 4 and this 4. So that must mean this box, the only box my 4s did not touch in this square, is a 4. Now, what all does that tell me? That tells me for this 3rd box, my 4 has to be here, here, or here. Oh wait, I can't do that because this one's here. So here, here, no, wait, here or here. So I have a 50-50 shot of guessing for this specific box. But that's still not enough information, because I want to narrow it down until I have one choice. So let's go up here. Can't do it in this box, because there's already a 4. But I know I can't place a 4 here, 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 or here. So I have a 4 here, or a 4 here. This 4 tells me I can't place it. There's already numbers there. So that tells me nothing. I have choices, but no exact. So let me select 5, go up a number. And we keep doing this pattern of going up a number. This tells me quite a bit more information. So this 5, okay, yeah, this 5 tells me I can't place a 5 here and here. This 5 tells me I can't place one here and here. This 5 already told me I can't place it in those 2 slots. So that means this box's 5 must go in here or here. Without notes, I can't rank anything in those. And well, I could. Let's see if I can. No. Can I even erase that? Okay, backspace is erase. Yeah. I can't, like, make a note, otherwise I would. Yeah, there's no setting for that either. So, we're just gonna continue. So, with our 5s, I know that in this third box, a 5 has to go here, here, or here, because there's a 5 here, and there's a 5 here. I know in this box, because of this 5, and because of this 5, and this one too, that my 5s in this box must be here or here. But something I just noticed is this 5 tells me a whole lot. Because if we look, I can't place a 5 in this box, or this box, and that only leaves this box. Now, I mentioned just now that this box and this box can be both 5s. Here's what I mean by elimination, because I know this is the only box this square has to be a 5. That was the wrong button. To be a 5. Which now means this box is no longer an option. So I no longer have a 50-50 of could be this box or it could be this box. Now I know it can be this box, it has to be this one. I also am realizing I should use my selector more. That might help you follow. So what does this 5 and this 5 tell us? Not much. This 5 tells me can't have a 5 here and this way. Which for this box, that means I can have a 5 here, here, and here. In this box, I can have a 5 here, 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 and here. Which isn't really a lot of information. I don't get any moves I know I can make, just guesses. This 5 tells me nothing. Nothing I already didn't know, rather. I know I can't place a 5 this box, and this box, and honestly, any of these boxes in this, like, row. Because there's already 5s in both of those squares. Yeah, so this 5 up here tells me nothing I didn't already know. If we go to what this 5 could do, this 5 can limit this box to knowing 5s can be here, here, and here. And then the box to the right, it tells me my 5 has to be here or here. So again, I don't have any more information to move on with my 5s. I should go up a number. So now that I'm at 6, let's see. Does this tell me anything? It does. So this 6, left and right, I can't put another 6. This 6, left and right, I can't do another 6. If we go to this box, We fighting a boss. No, the music is just a mixture of Heartbound OST, because as long as I'm additive to the music, Pirate Software will not sue me. Or DMCA me, rather. But the video game Heartbound that the music is made for does have bosses. Yeah, so boss music being in this playlist makes sense. Okay, so we moved on to 6. So in this box, I notice I can't put 6s here or here, but also this one because this 6 is here. This 6 means I can't put any in these boxes. So if I can't do here, 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 then that again leaves me with one box. This box has to be the 6 for this square. What does that tell me? Yeah, no, that's valid. It is a harder game to follow. But it is a game of processable elimination. If you're having to guess where something goes, you're doing the game wrong. In my opinion, that is. There was a really good instruction I played through on a mobile game on my phone. Like, if you download any mobile Sudoku and you ask them to teach you, you will likely learn a lot better than you will from this video. Even then, you learn and experience. It's best to learn with a video game version and not a paper version, just for the fact the video game version can tell you when you're wrong. Because otherwise, you can fill out this entire board and be wrong and not know it. Speaking from experience there. So this 6 tells me this box, this box, this box, and this box cannot be a 6. The 6 down here tells me this box, this box, this box, this box, and this box cannot be a 6. So that means the only boxes in this square can be this and this. Again, I have a 50-50 shot of guessing, but if I'm guessing, I'm doing it wrong. I need to narrow it down to where I can find one of the two. But I don't have any other 6 information. I don't have this box of 6. And there's not really information here for me to gather what 6 goes where in this box. Same for this box, or this square down here. I also keep messing up the terms between rows and columns, so you're probably struggling to follow because of that, as well as my square versus box terminology as well. Anyway, so now I simply just don't have enough information for me to continue. So now I go to 7. What information do I have here? Let's see. No 7s in this slot. No 7s in these. I know this one tells me no 7s in these slots. That doesn't really tell me much. Oh wait, no it does. Yeah, by process of elimination of these boxes, this is the only box in this entire square that can be a 7. Which narrows this box down to only being these two that I can do a 7 of. Okay. But for the rest of it, doesn't tell me much. I know that a 7 can go here, here, and as well as here. So I have choices, not exact suggestions. So let's go up a number and go to 8. Let's see, does this tell me anything? It doesn't tell me. Oh, yeah, no, it does. So, this 8 tells me I cannot have this box. So I must have this box as my 8. Now, that doesn't really tell me much. These boxes are filled, so I already knew. Like, these boxes were filled, so I already knew that they could not be an 8. Or any number that they already are. So, like, I could change the 2. More than likely, shouldn't change the 2. I can't change the 7, and I can't change the 5. So, that 8 doesn't tell me much. But maybe later down the line. It will. One thing I will say, this box is only missing 1 slot. Let's see what number that is. If I count from 1, well, there is no 1 in this box. So that means that box must be 1. So in this square, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This entire square is now filled. Now if we look at this line, we see, again, my 1 is missing because I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5, I have, where's my 6? 6, my 7, my 8, and my 9. It's only missing a 1. Of which, if I look at the information I have at 9, because before I was at 8, and 8, again, doesn't tell me much. So we go up a number to 9. Honestly, 9 tells me less. Can't do a 9 in these boxes, can't do a 9 in these boxes, can't do a 9 in the row that's already filled, or the column that's already filled, nor the row here. So from 9, let's go back to 1. Now, my 1s tell me not much. Essentially, again, I have too little information here. So I'm gonna go up to 2, where I hopefully have more information. I can confirm I do not have more. I mean, I have more information, but no information I have is quite valuable. Let's go to 3. Again, same thing. No real solution to these numbers. So I go to 4. 4. Anything new? Does 4 tell me? Nope, nothing new. So let's go to 5. 5 doesn't tell me much more. Again, 5 does not tell me much more. So let's go to 6. 6, we're already back here. What does 6 tell me? 6. Tells me I can have a 6 here and here. As well as a 6 here and here. Here and here can be a 6. Of which, no, 6 can be here, 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 and here. So that information really doesn't tell me much. So let's go back to 7. Let's see, is there anything obvious? No. Okay, 8. Okay, no. Yeah, no. 8 does not tell me much. Hmm. 9. Now we're in a bit of a struggle. It feels like none of our numbers give us enough options. It's one of those things where you have to keep looking till you see it. 1 box is done. Yes. But that doesn't tell us much. Because this is a game of looking at specific numbers as you do them. While the numbers that are already filled in do help, they don't help in situations like this, where you're not too sure what to do next. Okay. This is where I go silent, because now I'm really thinking. Be honest, this is the game that I fall asleep to play, and my eyes are like fighting me right now. They're like, oh, it's nap time. We go sleep. Okay. Okay. 8. This is a hard mode for a reason. The harder you play, the less numbers you have to go based off of. Which is always more annoying, because 1, it means you have to put down more numbers. But 2, it also means that, oh, what's the word? That you can have more choices. Okay, here we go. So for this 8, oh wait, no. Never mind. I already have an 8 here. That would tell me nothing. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything exact here. Oftentimes this is where notes come in really handy, because you'll go through 1 through 9, and then you'll have like a bunch of little notes that you can put where things can be, and then you'll typically start to see like that like maybe one area can't go in the other slots because like maybe one square can't go into any other rows because of, how do I explain it? Because it's the only option because all the other boxes have been filled in that square, or because it's the only box with that number that can even be in this square that you just can't see without doing that. And now I'm going in circles, so now I have to figure out how to make the best guess. So I have those 2 for 1s. Okay, so here's something. In this box, my 1 can be here, here, and here. So, actually that tells me nothing. That tells me nothing. Thought it told me something, it tells me nothing. Going back to 2s. Okay, with this 2 here, that means a 2 can't be in these 3 slots. Which tells me this column here, the 2 cannot be here. The 2 can be here, here, like here, here, or here. However, that's a risky maneuver. Because again, I still don't know anything, I'm just guessing. It's all gathered in this corner too. This doesn't have a 2, 3, and an 8. See if any 2s can help it. Nope. Hmm. This is rough. This might be one where you just have to take an educated guess. And my eyes are not having it today. Maybe switch. I'll switch the brightness. Hopefully the brightness blinding me will help. Yeah, sorry. Oh! This helps. Tells me nothing I didn't already know. Yup. It'll keep you up, that's for sure. Maybe it'll help me see something that I wasn't seeing before. No, I just feel blind and stupid. I know I'm not stupid, I'm saying that purely for the meme. Honestly, was half expecting Q to be here. Bit surprised Q didn't say anything. Yeah, big brain. Q is probably just busy with work, or maybe something with his friends came up, or family. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, what would be the best guess I can make here? Because a lot of the choices aren't even 50-50s anymore. This would be a 50-50. Let's see, can I minimize that down? I don't think a 7 is here, because the only spaces for a 7 up here would be here or here. But a 7 could be here, here, or here, and then that would just be quite a lot of risk for that guess. Well, here's 50-50 as well. Seven could be here, 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 and here. But it's still the same of, it's just risky. There's no definite. 8. Doesn't tell me much. Oh, wait! Here's the information I've been blind to. Okay, so in this square, these are all filled. So there can't be an 8 here and here in this box. the 8 has to be on this row. Thus, for this box over here, I already know 8s can't go here, 8s can't go here. And my 8 can't go here. Now typically, my 8 would be able to go in this box, but I cannot, if I were to place an 8 here, here, and here, the only 8s available for this square, would say I made an error. Thus, by eliminating this spot, here's an 8. So, what does this 8 tell me? Absolutely nothing that we didn't already know, but we made progress in filling the board. But that 8 is now likely going to be in place of an option that we thought we had before. So, with that, what other numbers are we missing from this box that we know can't be in this top row? Well, we already have 1, 2. So that means my 2 has to be here or here. Which doesn't really tell me much. Yeah, sadly that is not enough information. Okay, let's move to 3s, because it also doesn't have 3s. I don't even have information to gain from this due to the fact of, well, no, I do. Using the same logic I used for the 8 here, there has to be a 3 in this row, which knocks off these 2 squares. So I can put a 3 here, but because of this 3 down here, I can't put a 3 here and here. So that means this is the only slot for that 3. Once again, doesn't help me a whole lot. Actually, no, it does. Since I know this, this, and this has to be a 3 at some point, and with this new 3, I know here, 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 and here cannot be a 3. However, down here is another 3, meaning this is the only slot left for a 3. Now we're getting somewhere. So this 3, I'll change it back to dark mode, because now I figured it out. You know, instead of dark green, we'll go dark orange. Maybe that'll help. So, with these 3s, this new 3 tells me that there cannot be a 3 here and here. I already know there can't be a 3 here and here. Different, yeah. Which doesn't tell me much. But I know I can't do 3s here and here. I know here and here can't be a 3. Nor this slot. So here and here can be a 3. Here and here can be a 3. And this slot can be a 3. So yeah, that doesn't really tell me much more. That's okay. Let's go back to 1s, see if there's anything we're missing with the 1s. Didn't help out much. Yeah, it did. So, I know I can't place a 1 here, here, and here, due to this one and this one. This row is already filled, or this column is already filled, so that means my 1 has to be there. Which is helpful, although not much. It fills the board, so yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's all I can get from that one. Let's move on to 2s. Okay, so I know a 2 has to be in this column, or that row. Damn. So my 2 has to be here or here in that section. Which I do not have more assistance to help with that. Same with down here either. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go to the 3s. Feel like we already did as much of the 3s as we could. Yeah. Alright, going to 4s. Okay, 4s. Now these 2 slots are taking, and we have filled in this column in the square. Thus, they're taken. So, what that means is that this 4 and this 4 means this is the only slot that can be a 4. Hello, Q. Look, it's April 1st. I had to do it. That's okay, you can watch the VOD. I hope you're having a good April Fool's, though. Okay, so since this 4 is here, and this 4 is here, and this 4 is here, I know my 4 for this square has to be here or here. Which does not tell me much. Yeah, that tells me essentially nothing. So, dropping that train of thought, let's go to 5. 5. What is new with these 5s? Okay. Nothing really. Annoyance. For sure. Okay, let's go to 6. Okay. Process the information. Okay, yeah, so this square is now pretty close to being filled. 6 means this square cannot be a 6, so this empty square has to be a 6. Or that box. Which then tells me my 6s in this square cannot be in this box, this box, this box, this box, and has to be in this box. Now we go down the squares, we see this box cannot be filled. These boxes cannot be filled. This box cannot be filled. Thus, this is the only box that can be a 6. Now, we go to this empty box. And this is how we start filling in this empty box. I notice that I have 4 pieces of information that help. There's a 6 in this box, or this column. There's a 6 in this column, a 6 in this row, and a 6 in this row. Which means the only box in this square over here that cannot be anything but a 6 has to be that one. Of which, we look up here, 6 is 0. Meaning, we have all the 6s we can have. If this 6 goes left to right, you can see there's a 6 in this square, a 6 in this square, 6 in this square, a 6 in this square, a 6 in this square, 6 in this square, 6 in this square, a 6 in this square, a 6 in this square, and you can only have 9 of these 6 squares. Or the squares labeled 6. Thank you, Ducky. My chat is not working today. I'm gonna restart it, see if that helps it. There you go. You banned someone, that's all. Yeah, now we can see the chat. I was wondering why it wasn't popping up. Yeah. Okay, so let's figure out what this box in this square is. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has to be a 9. My phone vibrated. What do I have to pay attention to? Nothing important? Yeah, it doesn't look like anything important. Yay! Yeah, you got it! Shit, I got distracted by my phone. I literally didn't see that. Yeah, now we have 2 boxes. So, like I was saying earlier, it's all a process of elimination. And I think you're starting to understand that. Which, if we look at these 9s, they don't tell us much because there's not many of them here. And the boxes they do help with aren't that full, so we're gonna move on from these 9s. Let's go back to 1s. Now 1s, let's see, do we have any new information? Not really. So the box below in the row needs a 7 and a 5. The box below needs a 7 and a 5. Okay. If you're referring to this square in that one row. Okay, we have row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have those rows. Because rows are horizontal. And then we have 1, 2, then we have 9 going across different columns. These up and down as a column. And it goes 4, 8, 6, 2, 1. Okay. 4, 9, 6, 2, 1. I'm looking to try and figure out where you're seeing that, because these are not labeled, so the numbers... So 4, 9... 6, 8, 2, 1. 4, 9, 6. I'm not seeing a 4 next to a 9 anywhere. Because they're at 6, 5, 4. Blank. Okay. You were going down, so that would be a column. That's what was confusing me. Okay, so now you're saying 496 vertically. 496. There we go. Blank, blank, 821. You're right. You got it. Okay. You are right with that needing to be, as you said, a 7 and a 5. Yes, that has to be a 7 and a 5. Yeah. I'll applaud that. Even with communication errors, you got it. Okay. So, let me go look at those numbers. Because, let's see if one of them will be disqualified to be in one of those 2 boxes. From the looks of it, either box can be a 5. Because what numbers did you say was 5 and 7? Yeah, 5 and a 7. So, yeah. From the information I have, this can be a 5 and this could be a 5. Yeah. So, 7s... Now we're in a tricky situation, because this can still be a 7, this can still be a 7. let's see if we can narrow it down any. Yeah. That's okay, though. Because the point is to not guess and figure it out. And we can do that. No matter the size of the board, no matter if you have letters and numbers, it is still the same process and it will still be the same solution. The other two boxes need to be a 4 and a 9. Okay, yeah. If you get to like 16 by 16, there's letters. Oh, you're asking if these can be a 4 and a 9. Yeah. There has to be a 9 in one of these two slots, and for a 4, it has to be in one of those two slots. So yeah, we know that there's a 4 and a 9, and a 5 and a 7. Not in that order per se, but in those two boxes in those columns. Yes, you're getting it. 100%. The fact you're able to follow it is awesome. I really was, I was expecting to be spieling this. I also thought I would have this solved by like an hour. I got an hour left. Let's see if we can solve it. Okay, let's look around at the other numbers to see if we can find other more simple solutions. Okay. Wait, no. I can do it. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I don't have any more 1 information. Any more 2 information. Not that I can see. Well, yeah. Nothing that I can really see. Alright, let's go to 3s. We already knew 3s has to be somewhere there. Okay, I know this spot cannot be a 3. Or wait. No. That spot can be a 3. That's what happens when you're thinking without seeing the numbers. You mess up quite a bit. Yeah. I have no information to not believe this can be a 3, even though my thought process almost made me thought I had proof, but I don't have proof. Okay, so let's go to 4s. Okay. I'm not seeing any 4s. Let's look at 5s. Okay. Dang, there's still nothing. 6s. 6s are already done, so I can skip those. Move to 7s. Okay, here we go. 7 can't be in these 4 slots, so this slot here has to be a 7. So that helps us more with this middle square. So we have, can't go this way, can't go left and right, but that still leaves these slots to be a 7, and these 2 slots to be a 7. But that's okay. One more square fill, or one more block filled, is progress towards a square. So let's do 8s. Okay, that 7 actually helped us out with the 8. This is no longer an option to be an 8, but with our 8s, this square can't be an 8, this square can't be an 8. And because of this 8, this can't be an 8, so this has to be an 8. Which, again, doesn't tell us much, but it narrows it down. Now we have 3 blocks for this square. And we don't have a 1. We have a 2, 3. We don't have a 4. We have a 5, 6, 7. And we need a 9. So, our 1s... Okay, that means this has to be a 1. Because we have 1s on either side. So, it was 1, 2, 3. We need a 4. 4 can't be here, so this has to be a 4. And that would mean the last square is a 9. Now, we were having troubles with 5... Actually, we were having troubles with 4, 9, 7, and 5. Over in this right square. So, does my 4s... Does the 4 that I just put down help me any in figuring that out? Okay. Actually, it does. Because this can't be a 4. This can't be a 4. This can't be a 4. That means my 4 has to go here. Now, over in this row, or this column... Yeah. You got it. It was the middle. I have a bit of a delay, so if you're like, why ain't I reacting? You can see when I'm, like, getting it. Yeah. So, that means my 4 has to be here. And the other one that we do not have in this column was a 9. That doesn't help us with our 7 and 5. Or does it? Let's check. I'm just surprised I'm able to explain it in a way that you can eventually follow along. Because you have essentially sat here watching me do the same thing for an hour, nearly fall asleep while doing so, and then somehow caught it. That's my experience here. Okay. So does it help us with our 5 and 7 situation? Not really. That's fair, that's valid. Alright, it doesn't help us with our 5s. Yeah. Not that I can see, at least. The 7 situation. How's our 7 situation? We did get a new 7. So I know 7s can't be up here. Okay, so 7 can be here and here. 7 can be here and here. As well as here and here. Okay, doesn't help much, but let's start back at the beginning. We have our 1s. Our 1s, what do we have for information on that? Not much, because the 1 can be here, 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 and then 1 can be here and here. Okay, you know what? Let's focus on this square. So we have 1s. We're missing 2s. So, well, 2s would be the next number I went up to anyway. And now here and here is a 2. I know here, 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 and here can be 2. I know a 2 has to be here and here and here. Not much. Okay. We're also missing a 3, so we may as well go up and do the 3s. Because that's how we figured this selection out in the first place. Well, still empty on that ballpark. Okay, but you know what? We have 1, 2, we're missing a 3, and we're missing a 4. 3 and 4 has to be here. Oh wait, no, we have a 3. So we're missing a 4, we have a 5, 6, 7, we're missing an 8. So that's an 8 and a 4. Okay. Oh, so I have a 4 here, a 4 here, a 4 here, and a 4 here. So that takes out all those boxes, leaving a 4 to have to be here, making this have to be an 8. Which... okay, helps me a little bit. Yeah, so at this point, 8s cannot be here, 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 and here, due to these two 8s. And then an 8 cannot be in the middle here, meaning this area on the left has to be an 8. Meaning this slot at the top right here, not top right, at the lower right of this square has to be an 8. We're getting close. Alright. And that actually means we have all of our 8s. I wasn't keeping track, but I realized when I couldn't find a slot that didn't have an 8, that we were done. Over here, it has a nice counter. Not all Sudoku games have this counter. You don't also really need it. Because, like, technically, if you had no numbers on the board, you'd have up to 8 different numbers you could use. Yeah. But even then, you can always keep track by, like, counting yourself or just checking to see if there's a box that doesn't have one. Speaking of, we know that there's a 3 and a 2 that goes here. But down here, we don't know what we are missing. I believe we're missing a 2 and a 9 here, actually. 1, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. So let's see our 2s. Straight up nothing to assist with that. Alright, let's go to our 9s. Straight up nothing to assist with that. You know what? That's okay. We have more in this square, so I think we're just gonna go back to our routine of clicking a number and then figuring out what we're missing. Or do you have 6s? I haven't checked 7s in a while, I don't think. Okay. No, I'm still in the same 7 situation. Alright, 5s? 5s might have some info. No, 5s do not. 5s don't have info. At least not from what I can see. Alright, let's go back to 1s. Okay. Doesn't really help. 2s? Okay. Doesn't really help, but something I did notice. We have these 2 slots left in this. Oh, 5s? Okay, I'll look at 5s. Okay. That's okay. So, we have these 2 slots, or boxes. It was down to 2. Sadly, no. We have 2 up here, of which I can already see I'm missing a 1. And I think I'm missing a 2, because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm missing a 1 and a 2 here. Okay. 1 is no help, and I'm pretty sure we already said 2 is no help, right? Yep. Oh! Okay, actually. No. No, I'm wrong. 2? Yeah, no, we already knew the information that I thought we didn't. Okay. Alright. Let's go to 3s. Haven't seen 3s in a bit. Okay, so now I know there has to be a 3 here. But that also means in this area has to be another 3 at some point. Well, I know a 3 can't be here. So for this box, my 3 has to be in these, or in these squares. It has to be in these boxes. No, that's not a 3. Where's my 3? There's 3. Okay. Okay, so a 3 for this column has to be here or here. Which helps. Maybe if we solve this column, that might help. So I have a 1. It's missing a 2 as well. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Or no, it's 2, 3, and 5. Okay, well for 2s, for this thing, can't have a 2 here. And can't have a 2 here. Leaving this to be a 2. There we go. Alright. And the other thing was we were missing was a 3. 3. Does that help? A 3 can't be up here. So that means this other one has to be the 3. W for the win. Yeah. Alright. Which that literally just means 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one has to be a 5. Okay, that gives us good evidence. So that tells us that fixes our 5 and 7 problem. That means this has to be a 5. This one has to be a 7. Alright. Okay, let's see our 5s, see what information that tells us. Okay, down in this lower left square, 5s can't go here, and we have this row filled up, so there's only one spot for a 5 to be. At that point, our 5s are clear. We also apparently cleared out our 4s, and I didn't notice that. Hello. It's doing good. This started off as a joke, but I'm now legitimately teaching Sudoku, and I'm starting to win after like an hour. I mean, technically I've been winning this entire time. I made one mistake, and it was a typo. Or like the wrong box slightly to the left of where I wanted it to be, so it's going good. Sudoku. Yep. Yeah, so how's your day going? Nice of you to pop in. Alright, so we have... Let's look at our 1 situation. You love puzzle games, but you never played Sudoku. To be fair, it's not a puzzle. It's a logic. I mean, technically it's a logic puzzle, but like, when I think of puzzle, I think of puzzle boxes. That's good. It's confusing. Yeah, that's because it's using logic, not actually, like, trying to figure out stuff. Like, you're not using hints or, like, foreshadowing to tie things together. You're using logic and simple, Oh, I said it earlier. Where you're crossing out information. Yeah, it'll come to me later. Okay. So, for the information we have with the 1s... Still left with nothing. Great. 2s. Well... Still pretty much left with nothing. 3s. Yeah, still kind of left with nothing. 4s are done. 5s are done. You lit a candle, now you want coffee. That's valid. 6, 7. This is why I drink decaf coffee. I can have coffee anytime I want. I don't have to worry about, like, if it's gonna affect my sleep. It smells like vanilla goodness. Nice. Okay. So I can't have a 7 here and here. Can't have a 7 here and can't have a 7 here. Here is a 7. Dude, at Giant Eagle, I get like a, oh, where is it? I just had it earlier. Oh, it's over there, isn't it? No? Where did I? No, it has to be over there. It is. Fuck. My coffee container is usually, like, right next to me on my desk. But, like, 1 row left for 7. You're right. And it's right here. Yeah, the thing I get for my decaf coffee, since I drink instant coffee, for, like, 140 cups, it is, like, $10. Actually, it used to be $10 when I used, like, Starbucks coffee, but now it's, like, $7 since I use Giant Eagle brand. Yes, there's instant decaf! Dude, depending on the brand of instant, some is a bit more difficult to dissolve in cold liquid. But if you get a finely ground, yeah, if you get a, really powdery instant coffee, you can typically mix it with, like, milk. And then you can have this really nice coffee flavor that's very creamy without having that watery sensation or, like, flavor. I don't know what it is. I hate, like, espresso or water brewed coffee. Well, I can't say I hate it. I just have a strong dislike for it, so I always had to mix it with milk anyway. So when I got into instant coffee and found that I could, or realized I could mix it just with milk instead of water, it was a lifesaver. But when I wanted to swap to decaf, I was shocked to actually find instant decaf. And so I just started picking it up. And Giant Eagle has its own brand of it, so if you live near that grocery store, you can likely pick it up. I'm sure Walmart has its own decaf brand as well, because the younger generation these days, you can get, like, you know those little packets of flavoring for, like, bottles of water? You can find the same for instant coffee. I would definitely, if you have, like, an extra couple bucks that you want to try a coffee that isn't bitter, you can pick up one of those. They're like small trial packs is what I would imagine them to be. I don't think anyone buys, like, 6 of them in a little box so that they can consistently drink it. But, like, you tear the little packet, pour a cup of milk, pour the packet in, stir it up. If you have one of those, like, at-home frothers or, like, little mixers little machines to mix it up, you can have, like, frothy coffee that just has a hint of coffee. Not strong, not bitter, a very nice flavor. Like, if you ever had, coffee bread or a coffee cupcake, oh, there's I think coffee cake is actually what it's called, but, like a dessert that's flavored coffee, that's more the type of coffee it tastes like. It does not taste bitter or anything like so. Alright, what ones do we have left? We're left with 9s. Let's look at 9s. Well, I know 9 has to be here and here. Same with here and here. 9 can't be here. Okay. So this tells us that a 9 cannot be here, but that means in this square, I have to have a 9 here and here, which immediately knocks out this slot and this slot. Wait. Okay, this box already has a 9. So that leaves this 9. Here. To be fair, Ducky, I live on decaf, but like, before I even was introduced to coffee, I drank Monsters. Like, for the longest time, I didn't drink coffee until I found Instant. Yeah, I didn't like coffee. Brewing a pot in the morning? Dude, I don't have time for that. I've never had time for that. I like coffee-flavored things. That's how I knew I would like some sort of coffee drink. Decaf removes the stimulant as well. So you'd literally just be drinking it for the flavor. I mean, there's still like 0.0001% caffeine. But it's literally not enough to like fuck with your meds or anything like that. That's fair. That's valid. Okay, I know a 9 has to go here or here. What about this square? Doesn't tell me much. Oh, actually, square here and here. The 9 has to go here then. I personally could never get behind teas. I drink black tea every now and again, sometimes chamomile if I can't sleep. Okay, 9 has to be here, leaving this square to only be able to have the 9 here. That's all our 9s. Now we literally have 1, 2, and 3 left. Oh, this box is nearly finished, so we have 1, and that's literally just a spot for our 2. That's fair, that's valid. Alright, that means that has to be a 2, which that means it has to be a 3. Which that has to make that a 3. Which, that leaves that block with a 1. Okay. So I'm still back to not knowing what these 4 boxes are. Alright, 2s. Okay, that has to be a 2. Which means that has to be a 2. Is that all of the 2s? Yes. 1s! Does that help my 1s? That helps my 1s. And then the last box is a 3. Oh god, that was loud. We did it! Green tea with honey and lemon. That makes sense. Alright, and that was on hard mode. And I still was able to solve it in an hour and 34. Now that the board is filled out, you can see that, like, none of these numbers interact with each other. Like, they're in the same location, per se, but they are not in the exact same box, just the same square and row and column. Or not in the same row and column. But, yeah. Alright. Now I can do 2 times 16, 16. Alright, are you guys ready for this monstrosity? It's got letters. So, you know how it went up to 1 to 9 before? Technically it goes from 1 to 9 from A to G. However, it's still the same idea and concept of, left to right here all has to be, like, you have to have 1 through 9, and then A through G. So this is something I would be doing, like, I'd put, so, like, I'm excited to find this, but I'm likely not going to be using this exact one, because this is on Steam, and I don't have Steam for mobile. But, like, if I had a Steam Deck, I would be totally playing this. I have Sudoku on my phone, so, like, when I fall asleep, if I'm struggling, I'll pull up Sudoku. My latest one, my newest Sudoku app, it has 16 by 16, just not in this format. Like, if I take a screenshot of it. Okay. It's not liking me. There we go. I'll go post my Sudoku in the general chat of my Discord, so you guys can see it. Oh wait, no, we have a stream chat, don't we? Do I have a stream chat? That sounds like something I should have gotten, but I never did. Oh, there is! Important for Dare! Alright. And because I have that, I can pull it up on my screen. Because now we're at the point of, like, I got at max 20 minutes of a stream, and I know for a fact I'm not gonna be able to pull up, like, I'm not gonna be able to do 16 by 16. Wait. My mouse disappeared. Okay. So, this is my, like, we're chatting type of screen. This is the 16 by 16 I fill out on my phone. Now, my app currently has it to be timed, so, like, I can make up to 3 mistakes. There's, this pencil is, like, the little note that I was talking about. If I turn this on, I can fill these out without worry. So, like, typically, if I zoom in quite a lot, apparently. Here's my control bar. So, like, say for this section up here, so I know 4s can't go in this area, but, like, I know there's a 1 missing in this box, I know there's an A missing in this box. I can put 1 and A, 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 1 and A. Of which, this app will not allow me to put a 1 here, for the fact there is a 1 there. It would not allow me to put an A here, because there's an A here. But it would allow me for, like, the rest of this, well, there's a A here, so not those two. And there's an A here, so not those two. But, like, I could put 1s here, 1s here. So there'd only be, like, an A here and here. But they wouldn't be permanent. So I can erase them as well. When it says mistakes, if I use, like, if I turn this off, like it currently is here, then it becomes, like, pen mode, so it's permanent. So if I press it down, then I fucked up. And that means I made a mistake. Of which I can erase it. But I think about it like paper terms. That would mean getting out whiteout, so I don't want to do that, even if I can make mistakes. So, like, this is a 16 by that I do. If I could find a mobile 16 by 16, that was effectively this. This, to me, looks so fucking cool. Like, this is something I want to do, just to be like, can I? Can I succeed? But this would obviously take hours upon hours. And, yeah. That's just way too fun. That's insane, but fun. Alright. Now I gotta figure out what I want to do for the rest of stream. You know what? I know what I can do. Alright. I'm gonna update my categories. Alright. Can I... I'll just put it on Geogesser, because it's the same app. Yeah. So I will say, if you want to play along with me, I'll copy the link and put it in chat. Yeah, I actually meant to send that to you, Ducky, but I can't. Hey, Ducky, can you pin a message? I don't know if you can. I don't know if I gave you that privilege. Yes, thank you very much. Alright, let me just make sure that I change the thing. Yeah, okay, perfect. This is fun. Sometimes it bugs out for me. But yeah, we do the full map. So, the leaderboards are insane, but they do update every 10 minutes. So, like, they're not the top 10 of all time, I don't think. I mean, technically they are, but, like, if you get lucky with the things you get, say you get a picture of being in Whiterun, Solitude, Dawnstar, Rifted, like, you do those 5 rounds, or 10 rounds, like, no shot, you'll get 25,000 points easy. Alright, let's go. So I have pan zoom, so panning is this, zooming is that, and I can move. So already, these are birch trees. This is a white one, or Falkreath area. Can I go up? Oh no. So my mouse does not like the moving selection. Okay. You dick. Okay. Where's this at? Where's this Falkreath? No, this is Riften area. I'd be way off. That's okay. Okay, there's Dragonreach. So if that's Whiterun, I'm on the mountain looking directly at it. That's northwest, so northwest here. I'm probably somewhere along these roads. I do see a path, so yeah, I'm gonna guess right here. I was super close. You're right, Bleak Falls Barrow. Not Dragon's Reach. I knew what I was talking about, but I said the wrong name. Alright. Okay. So, here... Great. Stone helps so much. Okay, I know it's a bandit camp. Oh my fucking god. Like I said, this hates my mouse. Alright. My guess... bandit camp. Great. Yeah, with the snowy places, it's really hard to figure out where you're at, especially in such a short time with, like, I have to click and drag. Okay. I think that's a tower. No. Okay. My guess is that this is by Whiterun. No. I guess is that it's somewhere here. There's that. But I'm thinking it's there. Okay. My guess was on the opposite end of where that was at, but you know what? That's okay. Alright. So, birch trees. Okay, I'm gonna assume this is the Riften area. Okay, I'm pretty positive I know where this is at. No, do not be stuck there. Okay, so that's Riften. This should be about here. Because there's ruins in this area. I just don't know where they're at. Okay, close enough. Yeah, if you're here, you can see these ruins here. Okay, and this is what I mean by it bugs out sometime. It does not like my browser. But I just clicked back, facing the player again. I'm gonna turn those off so it helps my game not do that clicky bug thingy. Alright. Oh yeah, I can't move it. Okay, so those are fir trees with some mountain. I'm looking southeast. And it's more of an open spot. Okay. I'm going to guess I'm looking southeast. I'm by Falkreath in that area. I don't see... Could also very well be... Maybe over here. Ah, yes! I was so close with my quick decision to move my point. Oh, that's great. Okay, so up there, I can't tell where that's at because the fucking compass is in the way. So I'm looking east, so never east. So I'm looking to the right, and there's mountain. I'm already on mountain. So probably somewhere here. So that's east to like southeast. And I know there's a tower up here somewhere. I think. Nope, I'm on. Oh, wait! This is Dawnstar. Or no, that's Solitude. There's Dawnstar. I played this the other day, could not find fucking Dawnstar. When I did, I was so pissed. Okay. So yeah, that building is like the Vigilant of Stender or something that you can see like in this area. Okay. Okay. Fir trees looking west to southwest. So I'm gonna guess like there's in the more snowy area. South and west. Okay, I'm gonna guess that's more in like this Markoth area. put it there, but I think it's... It'd make more sense to be up over here, I think. Nope! Ah, I should have gone with my gut fit being near Falkreath. Okay, Riften area looking northwest to north. So... I'm on a bit of a hill. The more like traveled path would probably be a bit like that. Here, perhaps? I was so fucking close. Okay, can I see any indication? I know those are fir trees, but once again, I'm on a mountain and I'm looking northeast. Okay, probably back here. Maybe here, because I can't tell. Looking north and looking east. No, I'll probably be over here. Death by Riften, Iverstead. Don't know where Iverstead actually is, personally. That's what I just walked to. Unless, wait, is Iverstead the one with the fucking steps up the throat? No, that's Dragonbridge. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's at the bottom of the steps. Okay, I do know where it's at then. So, that's how hard it is to tell just by trees. I know if it's greener, it's by Falkreath. If it's marshy, it's by Markarth. Or, lower of Riften. So I think this is where Morthal kind of is. My chat's like paused. Dragonbridge is by Solitude. Okay. I got a total of 10,000 points. Alright. I'll be honest. I'm gonna keep playing until I know a certain someone goes live so I can raid them. Because that just makes it easy on me. Yeah. I could check to see who else is live, though. I could raid ferrets. Nah, I'm too picky for that. Too picky and too lazy. Okay, wait, now this is the way up to Markarth. Looking south, this is the way up to Markarth. There's Markarth. Yeah, I'm like right there. Bruh moment. Yeah, that's valid. This feels like the exact same fucking place to me. I swear, if it's the same road... Where's Markarth? There's the city. Wait, where's the river? Here it is. This feels like it's... like right here. Oh my god. That's by Whiterun? Damn. Okay, well there's Whiterun. So I'm looking southeast and I can see Whiterun. So south this way, southeast, and I can see Whiterun in that region. It's a little snowy. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'll guess there. Little far, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, well, first off, I'm seeing snow in Thalmor, so I'm going to immediately think Solitude. So here's Solitude. Here's the road to, like, the Thalmor Embassy. It's, like, already patchy, So, somewhere there. Really? Fucking Thalmer, always being everywhere. If I make this, I'm so fucking lucky. Can't even see what fucking... Okay, I'm looking southwest, so... Great. Alright. Bye-bye. Yeah, about the same. Let's do 10 rounds. Okay. I'm looking east, southeast. I'm on snow, so I'm probably around here. Because I also see mountains in the distance. And that's not getting minimized. No. No, no. Fine. So close. Again, I'm looking southeast, but it's all snow. Since there's that. Make my guess there, but I don't think it's there. No, I was closer. That makes sense, because that's by Dawnstar. Whiterun Fields, I'm looking south, but I can't see Whiterun. But I can see that tower that's by Whiterun. So, where's that tower? Fallen Tower. There it is. Okay, since I can just barely see that, and that's southeast. Probably, like, here. Yeah. So fucking close. Riften trees, and I'm looking west, southwest. So, west, a little bit southwest. Going up, so I don't really see much. So, probably... look over here. I mean, not really many go up places. I would be going up here, actually. I was closer with my other guess. That's okay. Same birch trees. I'm looking north, but I can see a mountain that's like straight on my right side. I'll say I'm like right here. Not as close as I'd like to be. Oh, wait, that was by Riften. Why did... Oh, but that was by Riften. Okay, I thought it said I clicked by Riften. I was very confused. Okay. That makes sense. Oh my fucking gods. I'm looking southwest. It's gotta be here. I'm doubting, but trust the process. Alright. It's like I can guess the reach it's in. Okay, there's a waterfall there. Waterfall, and I'm looking west. So... my guess would be about there. It's greener, so it'd be... yeah, I'm thinking like there. Other side of the map. Oh, there's another green patch here. What is this by? Oh, that would be like Morthal. I mean, not that. That looks like a Khajiit caravan? No? Oh, that's a lumber mill. Okay, so Lorthal area has some green as well. I just have to look close to notice it. Yeah, it's really marshy. But that's snowy marsh, so that's somewhere here. Let's see. I'm looking north, but there's mountains on my left. Yeah, my guess is gonna be like here. Yeah, that checks out. Alright. Alright. On to the last of this round. That looks like it's just on here. Okay. Yep, I definitely know what I'm talking about. I believe that. Okay, that has to be that. I'm looking east. But I'm looking southeast. So if I fucking stop. That makes me think I'm like right behind it. Oh, I'm on the other side. That makes sense. That makes sense. For a total? Okay. 23,400. Why are people maxing out at 25,000 though? Like if I'm halfway, that should be the total should be 50. And I guess if it resets, they lose. Oh, there's 50. Oh, that's because I'm doing more than 5 rounds. I see. Alright. Doop-a-doop. Time to do a raid. What? I mean, she was in my chat. Hello, Pam. My raid just didn't raid. Alright, let's do it this way. Yeah, you literally popped in just as I was ending. That said, it appears Ducky's doing Minecraft. So, go on, go vibe. That said, it is a Tuesday. I shall see y'all Friday. Bye-bye! There we go.